Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Tuesday Night Principal Cairo broadcast, sponsored by DE and Band of Brothers Around the World. Hey, I'm Andy Harding, and I just want to remind you about the Groups Connect. If you went to the last DE and on a team, make sure you stay close to your team, email, text, reach out to your brothers and sisters on your team, and this is a great way to stay connected between DEs. And if you have any challenges, reach out. Heck, if you have celebrations, celebrate that stuff and share it with everybody. This is what it's all about. So our next DE is January 9th through the 12th in Clearwater Beach, Florida. If you haven't been to Clearwater Beach, Florida, you need to get to this hotel. It's right on the beach. It's awesome, and not a better place to get together in January. So the registration deadline for the hotel is December 7th. So make sure you get in there and get registered for your hotel room before December 7th. And again, this is the Thanksgiving week. Like all of us got a lot to be grateful for, and one of the things I am most grateful for my life journey has been DE, and one of my dear friends at DE is a guy named Jay Korsen. He's our speaker tonight, and so a lot of people who've been coming to DE the past 2 or 3 years may not even know Jay because he is a principal guy, and during COVID, he chose to leave his practice because of his beliefs and start a new practice in New Hampshire. And so, like he just said, he goes, I've been too busy building my practice to go to DE. And he came to the last one, and it was just great seeing him. And I just thought, man, everybody needs a little bit of my man, Jay Korsen, because he's just a light. And so, with no further ado, let's go to listen to what Jay's got to say. Love you, Jay.
Hey, gang. Great to be at your principled broadcast again on a Tuesday night. Thank you, Andy, for that introduction, and thank you for inviting me to speak for DE. It's always an incredible honor. I love DE. Everything that I have in my practice, everything good, basically, that's come into my life, I've learned because of the DE principles. So I don't take it lightly when I get asked. This was great because I had more than 3 hours notice that I was going to be speaking. So I actually did take a few notes. So I've got some things that I do want to talk about, and then some things, hopefully Nate pop some stuff up, and I will be able to talk about that too. Like Andy said, I left Rhode Island in 2021 when, after practicing during the pandemic, basically they said it in September 1st of 21 that if we didn't have proof of a shot in the arm, even though I had proof that I had immunity through a serological test, through blood test, without proof of a shot in the arm, it was a $300 per day fine for opening up my office. It was a 30 to 90 day jail sentence and a felony charge, which ruined my ability to practice in any other state. So that was a lot of fun. So we closed the office, sold the office condo, and we moved here to New Hampshire. And the rest is all history. God has taken great care of us, and the practice was rebuilt pretty much in about 2 years. I rebuilt what it took 17 years to build in Rhode Island. We were able to build that back up in about 2 years here in New Hampshire. And hey, gang, if I can do it, you can. Whatever comes against you, no weapon formed against you could ever prosper, I promise. If you follow along with God's will, the only thing that will come is blessings, I promise. So I don't want to talk too much. I don't want to do too much of that negative stuff. Everybody might know me from chiropractic, cash only practice. Written a few books, like 12 of them now, and they come out of me. They just keep coming out. It's like diarrhea. Can't stop it. So since it is Thanksgiving, and I've been in touch with my band of brothers from Rhode Island, because we actually did get together at the 60th anniversary the last DE, and it was spectacular getting back with everybody. Those are the people they're true family. Those are the people that I love, that have supported me over the years, that we support each other. If you don't have a band of brothers, find one online. Join our band of brothers. And we meet every other week online, or I know they do it in Florida. Just get yourself connected. We're going to talk a little bit about that too, as I kind of unpack what I wanted to discuss with you. So, it's Thanksgiving, so I need to ask a question of you, which is, why did the potato turn red? Because he saw the turkey dressing. The turkey dressing. All right, that was bad. Try one more time. What do you call a sad cranberry? A blueberry, of course. All right. I'm going to read. That's enough of that. I'm going to read for you two definitions. The definition of two separate words. One word that we tend to vilify at DE, and I want to change that. And then another word that we really should vilify. I think that that's what we mean by when we vilify the first word. So here's the first definition. A state of ease and well-being that comes from stability, preparation, and balance. It's a freedom from pain or constraint. Let me read that again. A state of ease and well-being, free from pain or constraint, that comes from stability, preparation, and balance. That sounds pretty good, right? That's a good thing. That's something you might want. I'm going to read another definition. It's a different word. A false sense of security or satisfaction that leads to stagnation and neglect. That's not cool. A false sense of security or satisfaction that leads to stagnation and neglect. That is the definition for complacency. We need to vilify complacency in our lives and in our practice. But the first word is something we do vilify in DE. I think we need to change it. So I'm going to read it again. A state of ease and well-being, free from pain or constraint, that comes from stability, preparation, and balance. Gang, that is the definition of comfort. And you know, we have come to say comfort sucks. Oasis, I love you, buddy. I know your intentions and what your heart are. I love you, and I know it's only good. But we need to stop vilifying comfort. Comfort is a state of ease and well-being that comes from stability, preparation, and balance. I can prove it. I'm going to prove it in the Bible, right? Everybody knows to do a Bible Minute on Facebook. If you don't, read it. It's my thought of the day. Proverbs 1:32, for the faithlessness of the naive will kill them, and the complacency of fools will destroy them. Complacency, not such a good thing in the Bible. 2 Corinthians 1:3-4. Praise be to the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. He is the Father who is full of mercy, the God of all comfort. The God of all comfort. That can't be bad. He comforts us every time we have trouble, so that when others have trouble, we can comfort them with the same comfort God gives us. Comfort's not a bad thing, gang. So I think we need to stop saying that comfort sucks. Complacency sucks. And I agree with that. But we need to I think we really need to make that shift. Comfort in your practice means that you've built systems and you're financially stable and your patients trust you. And that basically allows you to go and work without all that constant stress. So comfort's is kind of a good thing. Complacency happens when we stop challenging ourselves and think good is good enough. Wherever you're at, it's all we need. Complacency is not such a hot idea for your life or your practice. So that's what we need to vilify. Comfort allows us to kind of recharge and thrive. Complacency drains us of our passion and leaves us kind of vulnerable to burnout and negative feelings. So I'm suggesting now that we switch from a comfort sucks to a complacency sucks. I've gone to DE lots of times and I felt comfortable. I felt at peace. And when I left, in many ways, I kind of lost my peace because I was told not to be comfortable. And I'm willing to do anything once. And I guess Kat can probably confirm like 25 times that I've been to DE. I've left and thought I need to do more. I need to be uncomfortable. I lost my comfort. And I want people, when we go to DE, I want us to leave and keep that peace. I want you to keep that comfort. I want you to keep a state of ease and well-being, free from pain and constraint that comes from stability, preparation, and balance. That's what I want you to leave with, but I don't want you to leave complacent. Let me explain it a little differently, the way I thought it through before I got on here. It's kind of like working out, right? Comfort is when you're working out and you take a break between sets so that your muscles can calm down and take 2 or 3 days in between the workouts so that your muscle can rebuild. Complacency is saying, I'm strong enough already and I don't need to go to the gym anymore. That's not a good idea. Comfort's good, complacency not so hot. It's also an analogy kind of like driving, right? Comfort is when you put cruise control on so that you can maintain your speed and you can conserve your energy, conserve the gas, and go at a constant speed. Complacency is when you take your hands off the wheel, hoping that the road is never going to take a turn, which it will. So comfort's cool, complacency is not. There's some warning signs of complacency though. If you stop setting goals and challenges for yourself, both at the office and in your personal life, you're going to start to become complacent. If you see a decline in your patient visits or you start feeling this apathy, you know what the opposite of love is? Give, love, serve, right? The opposite of love is apathy. It's not hate. If you start feeling apathetic about being in your office or apathetic about taking care of your patients, that is a sign of complacency. If you have start over relying on routines in your office and you're not investing yourself in innovation and doing new things, you just put a $20,000 Pulsar in the office because it's another way to scan the spine. It's another visual way to show a patient what's going on, show them where subluxations are. If you want to constantly be innovating in your office and not just going by rote, because when you start going by rote and not innovating, it's another sign of complacency. Not you can be comfortable in there, but you need to constantly be changing and getting better and better. Tony Robbins calls it CANI, CANI, and I live by that. Constant and never-ending improvement. So you can be comfortable, do all those things that make you comfortable, but constantly want to improve. Complacency can start small, right? Start small, like, I'll miss that DE. I don't really need to be at that DE. You're complacent, right? Or I don't really need to get on those Tuesday night calls, or I don't need those breaths, or I probably don't need those texts, or I'm not going to make contact with my blue team. Go blue team. Wearing my blue tonight. So if you stop doing those things, that is probably a sign that you're complacent. If you stop helping the people who helped you get to where you are because you're all good. That's another sign of complacency, gang, and it's going to kill you. It's going to choke you. So comfort's awesome by definition. Complacency just stinks. Comfort can actually prevent burnout. Comfort can, not complacency. So comfort's not about avoiding hard work. It's about creating balance so that you can sustain your energy and passion kind of over the long haul instead of in short bursts. Comfort is a good thing. Let's get into being comfortable and let's get away from being complacent. So I wrote down a couple strategies for maintaining comfort without complacency. I see go blue team, go Dr. Dre. Set and review meaningful goals regularly. I'm talking to a group on this call that I'm sure they set their goals. They're in their practices. They are. I love me some blue team also, Dr. Rassel. I know you guys are like, it's like preaching to the choir. I get it. I hope somebody watches this video after Tuesday that doesn't set their goals and now realizes how important that they are. And then don't just set your goals and put them in your desk drawer. Take them out, read them, put them somewhere where you can see them. Celebrate your wins, but always ask what's next. You know the easiest way to become depressed? I'll tell you how to do it. Set a goal and then achieve it. And you'll become depressed. Unless you have another goal right behind it. So you know what's next. In Cincinnati, I opened 7 offices. But my goal was to open 10. And I never got depressed. Had a little challenge, though, because our house and one of my offices was knocked over in a tornado. And my wife didn't want to stay in Cincinnati after that. So, but I've always had a new goal. I've always had another goal behind the ones I had. Even when we moved from Cincinnati to Rhode Island, my goal was to build a big practice and bigger than I had in any one of my practices in Cincinnati. Then my goal was to build the largest cash practice in the state and then in the Northeast. And then my goal was to write a few books, Chiropractic Cash Only Practice book, the new one, the Chiropractic textbook, the final textbook. I ain't writing any more of those. So read that other one. And I want to say thank you to the people that 166 people downloaded that book when I had it for free a couple of weeks ago. So I just want to say thank you for those people that downloaded it. Thank you for the people that downloaded it and then wrote a review on Amazon so that other people know about the book. So just I would just want to, part of my gratitude, I want to say thank you for that. There's a yellow team. Go yellow team. I'm gonna be a team player here, even though I'm blue. Go yellow team. Another meaningful way to avoid complacency is stay curious. Go into your office as if it was your first day in practice, and just look around at the wonder, at all the blessings that are in your life. Stay curious. Feel the subluxation again for the very first time. Be one with the person, one with the bone, one at a time. Just be curious about that one subluxation. It's just my heart is so full when I'm in the office. It's each little misalignment, each correction, each adjustment is just a thing of wonder. It's really it's a miracle every time a bone is moved from being subluxated into its correct position and releasing the trapped innate intelligence into the body. So stay curious. Learn or create a new technique. You ever created a new technique in your office? I have. I called it the soft touch technique. Didn't take off very well, as you might know, but I still have patients. That was back in Rhode Island. I still have patients driving 2.5 hours to just to have the soft touch technique done. And some of my patients here like it in New Hampshire. But be creative, create a new technique, or learn a new one. Try a fresh marketing idea. How about do something just out of the box? Listen, if you hate doing videos, do a video. Whatever you want more of, do it. You cannot have what you cannot confront. So choose some new way of marketing, and then go do it. Don't think about it, just go do it. Connect with other chiropractors for inspiration. Oh, Dr. O'Brien, go purple. So who have we missed? We got blue, we got yellow, we got purple. I know there's another color in there. Somebody chime in with the last color. So get in a group, a band of brothers, and they will inspire you. They will stop you from becoming complacent. They will also help you become comfortable. So it's a win-win. So get together with other like-minded chiropractors. I thought about whether I wanted to say this or not, but I think I will. If you're new to DE and you walk in, you may say to yourself, man, these people are a little bit cliquey, right? And we've all heard it. And I'm gonna admit, I'm taking the blame. Yeah, we are a little cliquey because the people that we have surrounded ourselves with in practice, and when we go to the meeting, those people are more than family. Those people, it's like our right and left arm connected. Our band of brothers is something extraordinary, something special. I mean, I really couldn't function without my band of brothers. So it may seem like we're a little cliquey, but we'd love to have you as part of our band of brothers. We'd love to have you. John in Long Island, he just commented, they have a Long Island Band of Brothers meeting that I've attended several times. So get together. It's not a clique. It's really just such a tight-knit group of loving family that it appears like a clique. But I promise it's not. We'll welcome you into our group with open arms. So I just wanted to kind of dispel that myth if that's something that you felt when you went there. So comfort and complacency. And I'm going to tell you about two actual docs that I know, who have built very comfortable lives. And one of these docs had a very comfortable life, but he started to do all those things we talked about. Like his numbers started going down in the office. He started becoming apathetic. He was just doing things by rote. And his practice began to crash. And that comfort that he was enjoying disappeared. No, let him remain nameless. He's rebuilt. But he rebuilt because he was able to understand that not that that comfort was bad, but he confused comfort with complacency. When that happens, that's when your practice crashes. I know another doctor who most of you guys know, and I hope I don't give too many hints away so you know exactly who he is, but this guy is great. He lives a comfortable life. His wife's a chiropractor. They put together a great life. They're wonderful, loving people. They've given to our profession. They're comfortable, which is great. They're at peace. But they've never, ever become complacent. He's constantly giving and mentoring and doing things for others. He just invented a new technique that's really taking off. And I'm so happy for him. He's actually going to be teaching his technique at a conference in New Jersey, just the next time they have their conference there. Deserves everything he's got because he worked hard and he put all the systems in place to become comfortable, but he never became complacent. And I'm grateful to call him a friend and a brother. So don't confuse the comfort and complacent. So Here's a call to action. Ask yourself, am I in a state of comfort that allows me to thrive, or have I slipped into complacency that's holding me back? That's your question to answer. That's something that you're going to need to sit in prayer and meditate on. Maybe to, after your 49 breaths, just sit there an extra minute or two and ask yourself, have I allowed my comfort to become complacency? And if it has, stop it where it is, because I want to prevent that from becoming burnout in your life. So let's embrace comfort as a tool to recharge and focus, but refuse to settle for good enough. Your patience, your practice, your purpose deserve the best. So there are clear benefits of comfort, and there are dangers. There are definitely dangers in complacency. So stay engaged and stay proactive. All right, that's what I prepared. But I got a couple texts. So I'm gonna one of my band of brothers, Herb, asked me to talk a little bit about table talk, and I got bad news. I don't do a lot of table talk, gang, and I think we have one spot left open all day tomorrow. So the books are filled. I just don't talk a lot at the table. When a patient comes in, they're all friends and family. They're not really patients anymore. When they come in, they know not to say much because I don't want to hear their symptoms. If they have a medical problem, I want them going somewhere else. No symptoms, no pains, no medical conditions. I don't take care of any of that stuff. I just detect and correct subluxations, and they know it. Because of the mandatory new patient orientation, please do mandatory orientation. Anyway, they come in, they stand up, I check their posture, I tell them what's wrong, and then they lay down. And the only thing that I might ask them, we don't talk about some, is, hey, done anything new or exciting since the last visit? And then I just let them talk while I'm checking and adjust them. I'm listening, fully engaged, listening to them talk about the person they love the most, which is them, while I'm checking them. If they come in and they want to tell me about all their symptoms, I'll give them a minute or two to do that. But the answer is always the same. My response is always the same. So my table talk, if they want to talk about symptoms, is, hey, I've got a great idea. Why don't we line up all the bones in your spine and see if your body can fix those things you just talked about? And isn't that a reasonable, loving thing to say? But it's an answer to any symptom or any problem that they might bring up before their adjustment. More table talk. After they get up, I ask them, what are you? And the answer is a bright light, because my orientation teaches them the difference between a dim light and a bright light, between dim health and bright health, exuberant health, and at the end, they are a bright light. I may remind them that their brain, after their adjustment, is now fully connected to all 70 trillion cells in their body without any interference caused by a subluxation. And if the brain is an electrical generator and each cell in the body is a light bulb and there's no interference anymore between the generator and the light bulb, each one of those lights will be very bright. And once they say they're a bright light, I tell them, go shine. And I go to the next room. So that's my table talk. I really don't have a lot of table talk. Sorry, Herb, I keep things real simple in my office. Dr. Andrea, another of my band of brothers, asked me to talk a little bit about gratitude. And I think my smile pretty much says it all. I'm so grateful for my new practice. I'm grateful for this new family I have here in Rhode Island. I'm grateful for my band of brothers. I'm grateful for each and every one of you at DE, because you've poured into me over the years. And I hope with with the new book, I hope with just phone calls, emails, that I'm able to give back, and I'm able to pour into you so that you can be grateful enough to pass along to somebody else. I couldn't be more grateful than I am right now. It's a good life. It's a good life that we're leading. It's a different life than I had in Rhode Island. It's not as much stuff. We've jettisoned all our stuff, and we're just left with God, family, and my chiropractic practice. Most literally, and having less is so much more, and I really appreciate that. So miracles. I want to just tell you about two miracles that happened in the office this week. If you're not seeing miracles in the office, you're just not looking hard enough. But we had some two cool things happen in the office last week. One guy came in he came in with his girlfriend. He wanted to be seen on Saturday. We don't see new patients on Saturday. We rescheduled him so he can watch the new patient orientation before he came to my office. He came back in on Monday. All he told us was low back pain. Did a thermal scan, and his neck lit up like a cherry. And I told him, this is a typical scan of someone with a headache. And he said, oh, yeah, I've had a constant headache for 10 years. I've seen every doctor for it. I'm only here for my back because they told me that the headache can't go away. So I did my exam, which is pretty quick, just a chiropractic exam, put him on the table, and I gave him a principled, scientific chiropractic adjustment. And he looked stunned when he got up, like stunned. His back was better, but he looked stunned. And I asked him what was wrong. And he said that was the first time in 10 years that he hasn't had a headache. That's a miracle, And we see his, and right immediately afterwards, I realized, all right, this is a miracle. I wish I had taken a video of when I first got in practice and I adjusted a boy that was in a coma, and he woke up 45 seconds after I adjusted him in the hospital. So we took a video, and on the Bright Light Chiropractic page on Facebook, you can see his video. He did a video for me right afterwards saying his back was better, but he had no more headache after 10 years. My next door neighbor in the business next to me is a barbecue place, and he sent his mother over to the office for neck pain. Everybody comes. She didn't watch the video, but I made an exception because it was him. And I did my exam. I did my thermal scan. Sure enough, upper cervical lights up like a cherry again. And I adjusted her. The next day, my next door neighbor comes over, shows me the text on his phone. His mother's blood pressure is normal for the first time she can ever remember. And that was about a week ago. You guys probably know that the care plan in my office is once a week for the rest of your life till one of us dies. No more blood pressure problems. Gone. Still, a week and a half later, her medical doctors can't explain it. Gone. She's coming off her medication. So if you're not seeing miracles, you're just not looking hard enough. There's so many more I could tell you, but you guys could tell me 10 times more that's happening in your office. Whatever I've done, I know you've done greater things. Just pay attention to them and really enjoy them and live with them. So I'll tell you one last one. This is a crazy one. We've been helping one of our patients for a while. She has a young family. She decided to come in yesterday. She had an appointment, a family visit. She brought in bags and bags of food, set up a folding table with a big spread because she wanted to celebrate her daughter's first birthday in our office. And she was handing out food to patients for the last hour and a half of our practice because that's where they wanted to have their birthday party for their daughter. It was unannounced. It was a little surprising, but just think about that. They said that our office is so important to their family that they wanted to have their daughter's first birthday party in the living room, in the reception room of our office. That's a miracle, gang. Don't overlook that stuff. So in honor of my friend Michael Halloran, who is the self-proclaimed, or the mom's group proclaimed, poopy doctor, we had a mathematician come in from SNU, the State University, New Hampshire University, who was having severe constipation. He asked if we could help him. I told him that we could, but he said he didn't quite want to come in right away. He was going to try to work it out with a pencil and paper first. Get it? All right. How about I close with something a little bit less constipation wise? What's the difference between a turkey and a chicken? Chickens celebrate Thanksgiving. I love and appreciate you guys, and I look forward to seeing you at DE. Have a great night.
A lot to unpack there, my brother. A lot to unpack.
I hope he does unpack that.
You know, I love the complacency. I mean, that's really good, and made me think a lot of it. And all this, I'm sure we have to fight that. Fight complacency, not comfort. I like that a lot. That's good.
That was really on my heart.
Yeah, you know, when you're complacent, then you can't expect miracles because you're just going through the motions. That's awesome. Thank you, my brother. I know a lot of people who we all love you, and we appreciate your books. We appreciate your, well, like she said, your gratitude, your smile. It's just a beautiful thing. I really love and appreciate you, man. So I know you said tomorrow you have one spot left open. I want everybody on this call tomorrow to be exhausted and sore just from serving so many people tomorrow. It's the last day in the office for most of us. Go out and serve big, and let's all party like chickens and celebrate Thanksgiving. Love you all.
Enjoy your turkey. Don't be one.
And one other thing he did mention, make sure you stay engaged in your groups. Purple team, it's awesome, by far the best team. But those other guys, they're good too. So make sure you stay in the group involved, because this time of year you'll have questions, you'll have challenges, or you'll have that complacency. Let us all help each other out. Love you, Jay. Have a great night, and everybody, happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks, everybody.